Hi, everybody. I am Barb Steinberg. I am a teen life coach, a parent coach, and a speaker on teen girl issues. Something happened to me recently, and it was very upsetting, disturbing. And the more I thought about it, the more, even though it's very personal and upsetting, I thought it was important to share with you all who follow me and who are interested in my work with teen girls. So here's what happened. I was recently on an airplane, and I was sitting on the aisle. A guy was sitting in the middle next to me, and he needed to get up to use the bathroom. And when he came back from the bathroom, I needed to stand up to let him in. As I stood up, the row behind me, there was an older man sitting next to the window. And when I stood up, I thought for sure I heard him say, very, very loudly, "Nice tits." It was so alarming and out of nowhere that you know how these things happen in split seconds. I didn't even know. I was trying to register. Did I just hear what I think I just heard? And I turned and looked at him and I glared at him because in that moment I wasn't 100% sure, even though I was 99.9% sure. And when I sat down, his friend sitting next to him said, "That was rude." And he said, "I'm old." And his friend said, "That was rude. Didn't you see her face?" So by this point, I am boiling inside. There's a lot of emotions going through me. I'm embarrassed. I'm humiliated. I'm angry. I am incredulous that this just happened on a crowded plane. And this man felt like it was okay to say that, to yell that out loud to me. And I was also surprised that his friend actually said something. So I was sitting there, all of these feelings going through me. I'm thinking about, what do I want to do about this? Do I want to do anything about this? How do I want to handle this if so? And, within 10 minutes, the man that said that got up and went to the bathroom. And so now I'm really thinking, am I going to do anything about this? As he's walking back from the bathroom, he bends down and touches my arm with his hand, which of course makes my skin crawl. And he says to me, "I'm sorry, I meant no disrespect," which is mind-blowing for me to even say that out loud, that he said that. I turned and I looked at him and I said, "That was extremely disrespectful." And he said, "I'm sorry." And I said, "I hope you never say those words to another woman again." And he said, I won't. And then he quickly sat down. And then I heard him say to his friend, "I apologized." And I think his friend said good or something like that. So now a lot of things are going through my mind. That was towards the end of the flight, and my husband picked me up and I recounted the story for him. And I literally got tears in my eyes telling the story because I said to him, I can't believe this is still happening to me at age 50. I've been getting comments about my body, and in particular my breasts, since I was a teenage girl. That boys and men have felt like it was okay to just say whatever it is that they thought about my body. And they could say it out loud and they could say it in front of anybody. And that thinking that would be okay with me. That man said, "I meant no disrespect." Then what did you mean by saying that about my body in front of hundreds of people? So it was really upsetting. I just thought, I can't believe I am still having to deal with this for this many decades. So I went home, and I knew on the ride home, I have to talk to my son about this because he is 14 and he's now very into girls, and he's going to be a young man, and he's going to be an older man. And I don't want him to think, because he's an old man, that he has every right to say whatever he wants to say about any woman's or any girl's body. So talk about teachable moments. I knew that this would make him uncomfortable, because what young boy wants to hear this said about their mom? That's weird. But I knew it was so important. So I recounted the story to him. And I said, "Do you know why I'm telling you this?" And he said, "Yeah. You don't want me to ever say that out loud to any girl or any woman." And I was so relieved and happy that he got it, that he understood what this was about and the gravity of the situation. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, A, you might have a boy in your household or a young man, and maybe something's happened to you in your life that you want to share with him, and you want to let him know your expectations of him out in the world, so that we can have more and more boys and men that know how to speak to women with respect and kindness and compassion, and as equals. And I also want you to share it with your girls if you're comfortable doing so. Because I can tell you, when I was a 12-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 20-year-old, I would not have been that direct and that emotional. I wouldn't have shown my anger and been that direct at such a young age, and maybe even other times in my life. So my hope is that in talking about this with your girls, if I had a teenage daughter in my house and I was sharing this with her, I would ask her, if you were in my shoes, what would you have done? What would you have wanted to do? What do you wish those around you would have done on your behalf? To get them thinking. When someone says something to me that is disrespectful, that is out of line, that is very, personal, what am I going to do about that? How am I going to handle it? And in having this conversation, it prepares her for if and when it does happen. And it doesn't mean, maybe when she's 14 or 16 or 18, she won't have the courage yet to say it out loud, but she might the next year or the next time, because she's had this conversation with you. And she can remember what she wishes she would say and what she wanted to say. And hopefully she won't have another opportunity to use those words, but if she does, she'll be more prepared and more ready. So that's why I wanted to share this with you. I'm hoping, and I believe, that the next generation can do a better job of treating each other with respect. So thank you for listening. Have a good day.